Hello, I am Simon of Moonstar Board Games. In this series, what I commonly try to do is to talk about a game which I either really love or I really like, and why, and hopefully give you a good reason to check the game out yourself. I don't give intricate rules details in these videos. Simply high level looking at a game and why I really like it. Today we're going to do a little bit of a departure. This is a game which I have loved, but which I haven't played in a while. I don't think I've played this in about a year, but I do remember why I really liked it, and I do want to just take a second to remember that for myself, and maybe even start to play it again. So this is Tainted Grail: The Fall of Avalon. I have the Kickstarter all-in version, yada yada, of all the minis, Monsters of Avalon that no one ever uses. I liked this game and I was playing it so much that I painted the menhirs. Ooh, it's a good thing these aren't Games Workshop models. I painted the menhirs. I painted the pig. There's my pig. There is my pig. The characters, I played it two characters, even the big bad guy, yada yada. I I sleeved everything. Everything is sleeved. Everything. That boggles my mind. I ever going to play this game or get all of these sleeves out of here. I think I'm gonna play the game again. What I remember about this game is a couple of things. First thing, that it was quite in. It was weird. People loved this game, but then certain reviewers who I find just to be distasteful and just generally contrarian, really disliked this game. But they had a good reason to dislike this game. So in this game, you are playing as a one of four characters. I played with two characters. You can play it as just one character. Um, Essentially trying to figure. I don't want to spoil the story because that's the reason why this game is so good. But you have been sent because the actual heroes have vanished. They've gone off into the lands to try and figure something out. I'm not going to tell you what it is. Um, and they have not come back successful, and so you are kind of their apprentice, and you have been tasked with going out into Avalon and figuring out what happened to them, and in fact, what's going on with all the spooky all the spooky all this, I was gonna say bullshit, all the spooky bullshit that's happening in the land. In the game, you will be encountering, you will be going around a map, a card-based tiled map. You will be setting down menhirs that will provide you light in order to get around that map. When these menhirs die, you then need to take away the map that's around them. And that part of this game is, in fact, also bullshit. So, the reason why a lot of people didn't like this game is that there is a resource management aspect to it, which is managing these menhirs and how long they stay lit, because if they die out, then you lose access to those parts of the map, and then you need to do combat, you need to do other grinding mechanisms in order to be able to relight them. And people hated that, and I get it. I did not like it either, so much so that whilst I put a lot of work, man, come on, why I put a lot of work into making these guys look. I think if they weren't so, I think they look really good. Um, I got rid of them and was like, look, cool, many years, awesome. But what I want to do is I want to go around and explore this adventure and tick off all of the different little quests and things that I was doing and kill things and develop my deck and develop my character and become a uh, a monster of Avalon in of myself. I wanted to get a pig. This is what I wanted to do. I wanted to get a pig. I wanted to get the pig that I had painted, which refuses to focus. Um, etc., etc. So I got rid of the menus. That's all you got to do. That's it. That's all you got to do. And I get it. If you're a reviewer, you review the game as you have received it, not as how you would have designed it yourself. But just get rid of the menus. Get rid of the menus. And if you like RPGs on video games, in video games, um, if you specifically like more Final Fantasy, um, type of RPGing, I guess you could say. Not super JRPG. This is more of a combo. You're building combos in your deck. It's more of a deck building game. Then I think you might really, really like Tainted Grail. One of the other reasons why I really like Tainted Grail is that you have this exploration journal. This is a journal of interactions that you have with people and things within the game, and how you should, what you can answer, what they're asking, etc., etc. Your answers and your how you engage with this game matters. This is a choose your own adventure, in which there are many, many different lines in that choose your own adventure that are running concurrently. So it's not linear. Um, Not in the traditional sense. Again, I don't want to spoil the story. It's not linear in a traditional sense. There are many different things that are ongoing in Tainted Grail, and it has an amazing app that manages all this for you, so you don't need to be reading all of this. Um, Honestly, I kind of wish they had like just give us the app, get rid of this, save me $10. I mean, it's probably only cost like 20-30 cents to make one of these. Maybe like 30-40 cents to make one of these, but still, like save the paper, save the the weight, everything. Just save it and just give me the app, because the app is fantastic. Um, it's so good. These are all the things. I'm actually kind of glad that this is blurry. These are all. I'm going to try and keep it blurry. These are all the things that you can tick off as you're going through the game, which kind of chronicles your adventure. What have you done? Um, what decisions have you made? Did you help someone? Did you not? Did you figure out the hidden treasures? Have you done the lady's task? It's kind of like a questing system, and this helps you to mark that questing system. And this is how much there is in the game. If you get rid of the menus, then and you don't worry too much about that particular resource, just about being good at the game, then I think this becomes one of the best adventure games ever made in a board gaming form. I would really like to play this, even though I've played it before. It's been long enough now that I can't remember exactly how the King Arthur. It's set in King Arthur. It's set in Camelot. Okay, Tainted Grail. That's okay. I'm not spoiling anything, but it's set in Camelot, Lancelot, etc. You know, it's in King Arthurian legend. Um, that's not spoiling, I guess. But sorry if you just didn't want to know anything about the game. But I would maybe play this with another person, just to go through it again and go through the story, because the story is genuinely that good. It really is. It's so well written. There's so many different paths that you can take. I'll say that the combat and the political, also there's another side of combat which is more political, but does the same mechanic. So I'd say that the that part of the game isn't spectacular, but if you are playing mostly for the story, then I loved this game so much that I painted a lot of it. I might paint the rest of it and play it again. I remember enjoying it that much. Again, this is not like a usual video. Usual video is up to date. Like I played this game pretty recently, and I remember it exactly. It's been like a year since I played Tainted Grail. I have, like I say, I have the mat, and everything, and I'm looking at it now, and I just remember having such a good time playing it that I want to play it again. Like I put significant time into painting these models. I enjoyed it. Uh, it's blurry, but I enjoyed it so much that I put significant time into shading and getting the airbrush out and making these look really nice. So there is a bunch of different campaigns that you can get. I've only played the first campaign, so that might be what I do. I might actually just take it out and just play through the whole thing, and that's my October month of board gaming. Other reviews this month will be of games that I've played previously. Um, but yeah, if I was you, and you like adventure games and you don't mind a solo game, and you just get rid of this men here lights mechanic, I think that this is a game that can keep you like spellbound for 40, 50 hours. Much less than that without the menus, but I mean for like the whole thing, all of the different campaigns. There's a couple of different campaigns. You put the menus on, and you add an insane amount of time, which again is super unfortunate because I think I really did a good job of painting these. I think I did a good job. I think I did a really good job of painting these menus. The airbrush out, OSL, it's all super nice. But yeah, really, I can't say that this is a great game that you need to go out and buy like right now or try right now, and that I love it. I love my memory of it. It's been too long, and I wanted to add this to this week because this series isn't just for you. It's also kind of for me and reminding me uh, why I loved these games that I've played before, why I love board gaming in general, why I run a board game company. Um, like it comes with little stories. There is like here's my notes. Here's my notes. There came with a book, and here and you like I wrote my notes from my campaign. Lots of notes. Lots of notes. Lots of notes. I 1, 2, 3, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. I did like 16 pages of notes for my campaign. Oh man, I might play this again. I actually have the save. I have the save and how everything was as I left it. But I don't think I'd want to pick it up again. Like these are all the quests. Uh, these are all the quests that I did. Anyway, sorry. This is a very different one from you. This is a different video than I usually do. This is a uh, reminding me why I loved this game and looking at it now. No, I'm not gonna play. I'm not gonna play until I paint it all because I have also I have the Monsters of Avalon, which I have used these models for Dungeons and Dragons, and for Dungeons and Dragons, these models are kind of awesome, especially if you play a druid, because there are and they're all kind of like decrepit, kind of zombifying monsters. So there is, and I've done a little bit of airbrushing, but I haven't actually spent the time. But there are deers. So for your D&D for your D&D druid, there's a deer, which won't go back in. There we go. There is an eagle. Yes, there is a whale. There is a wolf. There is a bear. There is kind of like everything you need in here. There are a couple of different kinds of wolves. So depending on what wolf you go into, if you do play druid, I wouldn't say get the game just for that, to play the miniatures and D&D. But I'm saying if you like adventure games with huge exploring worlds to explore, inordinate amounts of stories and characters to engage with, that just so happens, and it just so happens that you also play Dungeons and Dragons and specifically play the druid, then Tainted Grail might be a fantastic. I didn't want to talk this long, but I've just gotten so happy looking at this game again. I really want to play it, but I gotta paint it first. I have to paint it first, and then I can paint it, and then I can get rid of these boxes, and then condense it down. That's what I'll do. I'll paint it, and that's what I'll do. All right. Anyway, this has been Simon Adams from Moonstar Board Games. Have a fantastic week.